Hi everyone, I'm Rhoda from Peace Be Still, and this is day 2 of canning those peppers that I got. So I have all those bell peppers in a bowl right there, and if you all been following my channel, those of you have, you noticed I have a new system set up here. My husband built all this from scratch, and I love it. It still needs to be painted, and we need to figure out what we're going to do with the countertops. We're going to put a harder seal on it that won't absorb any stains or anything. We just haven't got to that yet. But he made the drawers and everything for me. And he put little dividers in here for my silverware. And did the cabinets. He routed around the doors and everything. And he got me a dishwasher, people. I haven't had a dishwasher in over 8 years. So I'm just like, yeah. I'm so excited. He said, honey, you should have told me you wanted a dishwasher. Well, I didn't want to burden him with that. But now we got one. And it is a blessing. I was like, oh, yes. I have my canning jars in it. They are sterilizing in the dishwasher. And I have my electric canner out. And the reason I have this electric canner out, pressure canner, is because this stove will not allow me to pressure can on it. It is a pain in the bottom. There is a heat controlled regulator in it, but when you set your pan down on it, there's a button. And when it goes on and off, on and off. So I'll come up to a full steam in my pressure canner, and all of a sudden the steam's gone. And then the steam will come up, and then the steam's gone. And the gauge just keeps going up and down, up and down. I cannot regulate it on this stove. So they said that I can buy a new element for it that does not have that button in the center that controls the heat. I may try it. I want to research it first because I don't want to burn my house down or anything. But I want to research it and see how people have done with that with canning. If not, I'm just going to have to do it outside. If I want to can, I'm going to have to get propane and set up my stove and stuff outside. I just hadn't been wanting to because it's so hot. But pressure canning is the same. The electric pressure canner is the same time as a stovetop canner. It releases steam the same time, 10 minutes before you lock it down. And then it's also the same amount of minutes in that electric pressure canner as you would on a stovetop canner. You just ain't got the little, the gauges and the regulator and stuff on it. Follow me. We're going to can these peppers. I don't waste the top of these. I go around that core and I dice up what is there. There's no need in wasting a good pepper. For some of you that have not cut peppers up, or that haven't done this before, the little bad spots, I usually take those out. This one has a bad spot in it right there. See? Take that out. My chicken will like that. But what I do is I cut the top off. I cut down the end. I open it up in the middle. Because if you cut it like this, the knife has a harder time going through the skin. But when you cut it from the underside, it's so much easier to cut that pepper if you have issues with cutting the pepper. And then I just dice it up. Just a little tip for those who have never cut a pepper. And make sure you keep your fingers out, because last thing you want is missing digits. I got all those peppers diced up. Now it's time to put them in the jars. I have 9 jars here. I have an eighth of a teaspoon. It takes an eighth of a teaspoon per jar. And I'm going to start packing these jars up with these. You need to give it press it down in there. You need to give it an inch head space. Man, I still got a lot in here. Hot water, I'm going to fill up to 1 inch headspace. An eighth of a teaspoon of salt in each one. Debubble them all. You can just use water and wipe around the rims. Put your rings on. Finger tight. In here I have 8 cups of water and I added just over 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. I set my jars inside here. They're wide mouth jars and I can fit 5 jars in here. I am not sure if I can double stack this. Let me research it. I'll be right back. I read my guideline and it says that they can be double stacked. It does not say that I cannot double stack this for pressure canning anywhere in here. So we are going to double stack these. I got 1 stack there. Here's my next batch. There's 10 jars in there. You shut this, lock it, have it on exhaust. With this canner, it's just hit high. The time, which is 35 minutes. And hit start. That's how simple this canner is. It's so simple to do. I don't have to try to regulate it on the stove. It'll count down to, it'll beep on me. After it releases 10 minutes of steam, it comes up to temp, and then it'll count down from 10 down to 0. It'll beep 3 times. Beep, beep, beep. I come over here and I will put this on airtight. And then I just walk away. It's really simple using this. I like it a lot, but I was really hoping to use my canner on my stove. I have quite a bit of those peppers. I have 10 half pints in there. So I'm going to take the rest of this and I am going to make me some relish with it. So I have a Vidalia onion here and I chopped it up about the same diced slices as the peppers. So my light went out. I only have so many plugs, so I'm using the plug to my light for my canner. So it's not working, but I did get the onions diced in with these bell peppers, and that's going to be nice, this green bell peppers and that. I'm following a recipe in my ball canning book of pepper onion relish, and this is the recipe that I'm using. It says, which I don't have all the ingredients to this, but I'm going to do the brine just the same. Whatever's left over will be left over. It is 2 quarts of chopped sweet green peppers, 2 quarts chopped sweet red peppers, 1.5 cups of chopped onions, 2 hot red peppers finely chopped. I don't want hot in here. 4 teaspoons of ball spiked pickling mix, which is what I have here. 3.5 cups of vinegar. I have apple cider vinegar. Let me show you. I have apple cider vinegar here. And I got 4 teaspoons of pickling spice. And I want you to put this in a bag. 4 teaspoons of ball salt. 1.5 cups of sugar. I have a cheesecloth here, and I'll just do it in that. Bring this up. Tie it. Cut the excess off. Okay, I've got my 4 teaspoons of that. Combine vegetables in a large bowl. Cover vegetables with boiling water and let stand 5 minutes. Pour boiling water over these. Bring this to a boil and let it simmer for 15 minutes. I brought that to a boil. I need to turn it down and let it simmer. I want to take this bag out of it now. It's been sitting in there for a while. I changed the pot because it says you have to add that to the pot and let it cook a little bit more. It says to add your vegetables, then remove the spice bag after you simmer it for 10 minutes. So I'll put the spice bag back in here. Put the little spice bag back in there. My canner has finished, and all I do is unplug it. I unplug it and walk away for 1 hour. You don't touch it or anything for 1 hour. It will self-release all of its pressure and everything, and then it's safe to open and take your jars out. Got that turned off. Now it says to remove the bag. I got my hot jars here. I had them in boiling water. Get a couple out. I want to get quite a bit of this relish in this jar, so I'm going to use a slotted spoon first and then ladle the brine in. It said to just leave a 1/4 inch headspace. I put some relish in here. I'm debubbling. I poured the brine in. There is sugar in this. I am using white vinegar to wipe the rims off. Get my lid. Put the rings on, finger tight. Woo. I want to put these back in the canner. When you're checking your lids, you always want to make sure there are no scratches of any sort in this liner on the bottom. If there is, do not use it because it will just rust. And these peppers that I cut up for Mommy, they're hot. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to put them in here because I've got a lot of this brine left over. Bring them up to a boil for a moment and put them in some hot jars. I think she'll like that. Okay, I've brought these back up to a boil and grabbed me a couple jars. Now for the liquid. Debubble. I have been canning so much and filming it that my phone died on me. So I am sorry you didn't get to see the last part of that. But all I did was I put the brine in with those little hot yellow peppers. I wiped the rim, put the lid, the rings on, after I debubbled them, and I got them all in the water bath canner now, going away, and they all have to process 15 minutes. So I'm letting this come back up to a boil, and I'll set the timer for 15 minutes. I got 23 jars. I got these pickled peppers from Mama. I've got some relish. I have that, it's already sealed and cooled, that cowboy candy. And the brine. I got 2 half pints and 1 pint of brine from it. And then these little peppers, and they are hot. But the thing I didn't like about those little peppers, half the jar is liquid. So that's something to think about. I guess the juice would be good for some things, but I feel like I wasted a lot putting it in that jar. They're still bubbling away, but we live and we learn, right? After my peppers cooled down, you can see the liquid isn't as much as it was. It was all half liquid. I mean, up to here was nothing but liquid. But it's like the pepper swelled back up or something. I don't know. So this might be a good thing. So until next time, God bless you all. I'll see you again.